I saw this thing in the news about another celebrity trying to DJ.
What?
Yeah, I know. Can you believe it?
I can't wait to be so famous that people are interested in what I don't do well.
Right. Well, this is Mail Online in the UK, and the headline was "Dressing the Part." Lindsay Lohan wears ripped jeans to DJ at London club. Okay, so that's the one thing that they were most interested in, is that she was inappropriately dressed.
Well, that is what makes the DJ. That's what I've heard, is your jeans.
Well,
Like, you mean you don't wear ripped jeans underneath your tux?
I don't know, but the Mean Girls star was spotted in her baggy bottoms and a bright red biker jacket as she left the Whiskey Mist nightclub in London. They were aghast by these torn black jeans that apparently, I mean, I've got daughters, and this is the thing. They sell them pre-ripped.
Oh, I see. So she was perfectly in fashion, is what you're saying.
Right. Well, that's exactly. But at the same time, it's like, it's interesting that, of all the things that they could have slammed her about for her DJing, because I'm sure she was really good.
Yeah, for her mad DJ skills.
The thing that they were unhappy with was the way that she dressed inappropriately for a disc jockey.
Yeah. Oh, for a disc jockey.
Like, apparently.
I wonder what Jeremy, what is the appropriate disc jockey dress?
Well, speaking as somebody who knows, I mean, this guy's like dressed all the time.
To impress
Everywhere he goes. Everything's pre-fitted. His wife takes great care to be sure he's beautiful.
You seem to know him really well. Do you hang out at his house a lot?
I don't.
Are you stalking him?
I've never seen a photograph of him that doesn't look, as well put together as a Jim Cerrone photograph.
Like he has a makeup person and a hair person with him all the time?
Right, and it has to be important or Jeremy wouldn't do it.
And Jeremy is on the road right now, so we're actually we're losing the connection.
Jeremy, can you hear us, or we just lose the video?
We've lost both. We are now connecting, and this looks like it's not going to work from the road.
Well, as we're bringing him up, let me just say that Jeremy Brecht is a disc jockey from South Dakota, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Mm-hmm. He owns a company called DJ Events and Lighting. Mm-hmm. He's very talented. He's known throughout that area and is getting known all over the country for the kind of things he's put together, and that's one of the reasons we want to talk to him.
Mad staging and lighting skills. So this episode is going to be all about mad lighting and staging skills.
Whenever he puts up a light, he gets really angry.
Mad. And this is the Bill and Jason Show. I'm Jason Jones. That's
Bill Herman.
If I pointed I have to point this way now. And there he goes. And this is how the show starts.
This is how this is where the first edit point is.
Right. Edit. I'm going to get one of those little, put in my DJ drops. Edit.
Apparently, DJ Jer's technical skills are not as good as ours.
No, we have surpassed him now. We have clearly surpassed him.
So apparently my well-dressedness, I spent so much and invested so much in my clothing and my hair that my technology isn't up to speed what your guys' is.
You spend money on hair?
Well, either that or it's the technology and the cameras that does that to him, and it's eating up all of the random access memory.
Yeah, he's probably
it's choking up the computer right now just because of how much it takes to make him look beautiful.
Yeah, he's probably 4'9", really hairy, looks like a hobbit. And the camera does this. I want to get your app, my brother.
I've heard rumors. And why aren't you marketing this app, keeping it all to yourself?
Yeah, no kidding.
Tell us. That's our first question for you, Jeremy.
DJ Trolls would be all over it.
3 of my G's, so I have about 1 G of actual bandwidth to actually do the call here.
Well, that's nice.
That's awesome. Jeremy, welcome to the Bill and Jason Show. I'm Jason Jones. That's Bill Herman. And this is another week. And today the show is all about you, Jer. It's all about you and your mad staging and lighting skills.
Plus, I think he DJs.
And he does. I have heard that he does DJ occasionally as well. And speaking of DJing, now in the lead story that we had, what do you think? What is the appropriate DJ attire so that you can kill at a performance?
Well, I guess it really all depends on what the atmosphere of the room is. I mean, if it's Hawaiian, you go Hawaiian. If it's formal, you go formal. If it's ripped jeans, you go ripped jeans, apparently.
And what if you're a celebrity?
Then you can wear whatever you want.
Well, apparently not, because, they're all over it.
Because everybody is all over her. Apparently she DJ'd so well, the only thing they could notice were her clothes.
Well, do you think it has more to do with the fact that it's Lindsay Lohan and they just love beating up on Lindsay Lohan, or the fact that they really think that DJs should come dressed a little more fancy.
I don't even know.
Well, that's I guess
mystery.
from our perspective. I mean, this is a discussion that DJs online all the time about
up as a club DJ.
I got it. But there's always that discussion online and on all the Facebook forums of whether or not, you have to dress a certain way to DJ. Do you?
Well, I guess it depends. The famous line. That depends on your environment.
Okay.
And if you are standing out as the star to be admired, as she was, apparently she dressed.
Well, apparently,
if you're fading in.
Apparently, between the three of us, I'm the only one who's going to take a stance. Everybody else, well, I don't know. I'm going to say, just for controversy's sake, that you have to look the part. No matter if you're not going to be on stage, you need to come looking good. You need to be looking awesome. And if you wear ripped jeans, it should be very expensive ripped jeans. And you should be put together. And you should have makeup and staging. I mean, you need to come. You can't just show up like you rolled out of bed, no matter where you are.
Her rips looked unintentional, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, she does look like she just kind of rolled out of bed.
Well, maybe
not that's a bad thing when you're looking at Lindsay Lohan.
I didn't know that club DJs couldn't look like they just rolled out of bed. So.
I'm just saying, I think that's one of the things that gives DJs a bad name is their image. And when something can be as easily fixed in your image as dressing up, washing your face, combing your hair, and dressing well, I don't understand why people wouldn't do it when that's the first thing that people say, oh, you're a DJ. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I get why you look like, you partied all night and you showed up smelling.
Is this the lead in for your DJ grooming video that you have available? and Jeremy Brecht is not only our guest, but he's also a client.
I'm learning so much.
Well, wait a minute, we're supposed to be learning from you. Anyway, so you've done some really, really amazing things, and I know that you do. I've heard you mix actually on some of your lighting videos that you've shown, and you're great. You're great behind the console.
Yeah.
You're great at mixing. You really can tear up a party. But
yeah,
that's not what we're really interested in right now.
He's okay.
We're interested in something that another skill that you're crazy impressive about, and that is what you've been able to create with uplighting. Like so often you see pictures of uplighting.
all kinds of decor lighting, not just
all
uplighting.
kinds of decor lighting, right? Yes, decor lighting. Use the proper.
This guy used to bring cans and cop lights like everybody else. Now, nothing. I mean, now he's doing some stuff that is bringing a whole new level to just the event marketing, much less DJing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's kind of it's changing it. It's almost as if it's you've kind of morphed out of just being a DJ company into a lot more. How would you describe that?
Production, it'd be more of a light production. To me, there's two different stages of production. There's your upper end production that is doing more stage, lighting, sound, things like that. And then there's also, to me, there's like an ambiance production. And that's a lot of the things that we're doing when it comes to corporate events, to weddings, just a wide variety of things. So again, I mean, it's kind of a production, but it's a different style of production of what you consider on a stage.
And this has become like an entirely its own business line, really, almost functioning. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can easily pair it with DJ and entertainment and MC services, but it's its own thing, isn't it? It's not just about I'll get some lights that turn red, green, blue, and I'll shoot them up on the wall, and there you go, $100, please. It's kind of
right,
it goes well beyond that.
For that, it's probably $100. Yeah.
Yeah. Really? You should be $500 for that at least.
It's exciting when people contact you regarding what you do in the lighting, and the next question is, oh, you also DJ,
mm-hmm.
and so it's kind of like you said, grown into its own thing, but it's exciting to be able to incorporate both of those talents that we have into one setup or one production, so we can give them the entertainment aspects and we can also give them the ambient aspects.
Well, and you described it that way. You have the two different things that you look at it is, and you can use them as marketing words. I mean, let's go back and look at number 2, ambiance lighting. How do you best describe that to someone who's never heard what you mean? What the hell do you mean by ambiance lighting? Other than give me a dimmer, I'm going to turn it down.
It's hard to explain and just trying to tell people what it is, because it's exactly what you learned. I'm going to plug a little entertainment experience here. It's exactly what you learned in the entertainment experience. It's not what what they imagine, but when they see it and it creates that emotion or it creates an experience, that's when it becomes it's a whole different ball game. And when we can again show clients that, hey, this is what your opportunities are, but then also tell them that this is something we did in the past. This was just the beginning of what your possibilities are. So it's a great feed into what we can do for them. But again, it also shows them that this isn't a limitation. There's a lot more out there that, and again, that collaboration with them allows us to really understand what we can create with them.
So what you're saying is it isn't just something that you can open up a book and choose from a catalog?
No, it really isn't. And when we sit down with clients, one of our biggest questions we always ask them is, what is their theme? And you get so many clients that say, well, we don't have a theme. But in actuality, everybody has a theme, whether it's the color, whether it's the decor, whether it's the floral, the guest book. What does the guest book look like? And that allows us to understand exactly the direction they're going. Because, shabby chic, country style, you name it, there's so many different styles. And by understanding what their styles are and their colors are, it allows us to design with them and create an experience with them, as opposed to them trying to pull in a wedding planner, having them do it all by themselves, and then conflicting with the floral and then conflicting with the colors that we thought it should be. As long as we all get together and create that experience, then it looks like a full collaboration went together to create that experience with them.
So is knowing that style all that you need from the client to be able to create the way that you create with DJ Jer events and lighting?
Not necessarily. That's I would say probably one of the biggest steps of the whole process, though.
Okay.
You really do have to understand what it is they're trying to create and what it is they're trying to portray to their guests. One of the big things is also knowing how to use your lighting correctly, because anybody can put lights up into a room, but if they're not being utilized correctly, then it's probably not going to give the experience that they're hoping for.
Does it also depend on the venue? Like, you're talking about somebody's doing shabby chic and they're in this big Victorian hall.
Yeah, obviously that's going to be important as well. And that collaboration with the client and the venue, typically they're going to, if they're planning on a shabby chic wedding, they're probably not going to go into a Victorian hall. They're not going to go into something super fancy because right off the bat, it's not their style. So they're going to find something that's going to be a good fit for them. And then we have to go in and, basically portray the rest of that image through the lighting and the design aspect.
So I'm guessing what you're saying too here is shabby chic isn't always shabby chic. It isn't always the same exact shabby chic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
You're
when
exactly
it depends,
right.
when it depends on the client, how do you get to what matters to that specific client when you're talking about their shabby chic? How do you get to that?
It really does come down to, pulling all the elements in together. And there's so many times that when I meet with clients, they come in with this vision. And so I ask them, what are your centerpieces going to look like? Well, I don't know yet. Well, okay, if this is your style and this is really what you're going for, then it's going to be more like this and it's going to be more like this. And next thing you know, they start looking at it as a professional and not just a guy who has a bunch of flashlights that he's going to put around the room.
Sure. Well, yeah, and you're interpreting that because now you're taking their emotions, their feelings, their ideas, and creating something tangible in that.
Yep.
Well, and I would
exactly
guess
right.
too that when they say shabby chic, you would want to know more about why they want shabby chic and what the purpose is behind that, and that'll help to answer that as well.
Or what that looks like to them.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that was one of the things that was probably one of my biggest takeaways when it came to the entertainment experiences. It's not just about going in and throwing things in the room. It has to have a purpose, and there has to be meaning for it.
Yeah.
And by understanding themes, understanding colors and things, the purpose on why I'm putting this light here and why I'm putting that there and why this is doing this, that really pulled everything together for me. And again, that's what really allowed me to look back in the last 5 years and say, wow, I've really grown and I've really created more than what I ever thought I could as an entertainer.
So how did that inform you? You mean like you knew the answer just by asking the right question? Like the right answer became apparent in terms of what you were trying to do? Because I mean, it's like like where you're going to shine the lights and how you're going to shine them. I mean, there's certain an element of skill of knowing what to expect and where the hot spot of the light is going to be and stuff like that. But kind of beyond that, in terms of creating a texture or creating a whole feel in a room and how the room looks. Talk more about like because it sounds almost like it became intuitive.
Again, I mean, you really don't know what questions to ask until you. And actually, I'm going to put you guys on hold 1 second here.
Are you going to the bathroom?
No.
Jeremy's broadcasting live from
He's
his
going right to the tiny little bathroom in his RV.
In his RV.
I think you should keep us on for this, honestly.
No, actually, I'm going to take you guys up to the truck. I got to go grab my my charger before my phone dies here.
Oh man,
bear with me.
This
Wow,
is really traveling. This
makes
is
it a
the
lot
real
more interesting
world with Jeremy Breck.
It is. Hopefully he doesn't get voted off the island.
It isn't, it's one thing that's exciting about like the design that we did with the entertainment experience is trying to set up with. I know that Ron, who took the course, says, "I can't believe you built an entire workshop around questions." And that all I left here with were questions to ask myself. And I said, well, how did those questions inform you? He was like, no, I get it now. I see things, I see possibilities when I ask myself the question.
Right.
And it sounds like that's what Jeremy is talking about, was he's freeze framed right there. I think he's got to be in the bathroom or something.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah. If he stops talking and looks around, because I heard you can't pee and talk at the same time.
No, I can't.
I can't.
Well, I can, but it's very awkward for people around me.
Wait a minute. Either you can't or you can.
I can.
Oh,
I
is
can.
this
But like I said,
your mad
I can't.
acting skills.
No, it's that I can't because they don't like it. It's like you can't stand next to the guy. Hey, nice looking guy. How you doing? How are things with you today? And most people are really kind of taken aback when you look over next to him at the urinal and just strike up a conversation. See, I bring up, talking in the urinal, and then Jeremy hangs up on us.
And then he kind of disappears.
See, he goes to the bathroom, he starts to pee, I start to talk to him, he gets awkward, and then he hangs up.
Well, I just want to tell you that if we were CNN, this wouldn't happen.
That's true. We should probably take a break.
What a great idea. This is a perfect time to take a break.
It really is. We'll call him back. You're watching and listening to the Bill and Jason Show.
We needed to know what fills the dance floor. There was only one thing to do. A music show for mobile DJs. Here comes Music Talk. We talk to DJs all across the country. Your host, Jason Jones. How to pack a dance floor. Even the cook will dance. And that one girl. Every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Mobile Music Thursday with Jason Jones. Subscribe today.
Does he do? Oh, well, somebody's calling us. We should probably answer that call and find out if we have the lovely and talented Jeremy Breck back on the Skype call.
Hey, there's Jeremy. Oh, now he's driving. So,
are you driving and Skyping at the same time? You're like breaking the law.
I'm not driving and Skyping at the same time, so just make sure this video does not go live, so that way I don't get a ticket for it.
Oh yeah, well.
So he's on the road right
this
now
airs.
because he's on vacation with his family. Are they in the truck with you? Your family?
They are, yep.
Can they sing a song for us?
Are they really? Are they? So they're in the truck and they're being quiet. They don't have to be quiet, but they're much more interesting than you, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is really well-behaved children. There are 3 well-behaved children back there.
3?
We have them on Yeah, we have them on drugs right now to keep them calm.
We were just talking about a good drug for that.
It's a new CD you can buy from the
So
Bill and
this
Jason
is what
show.
this is what I would like for the rest of the show. Put the camera on your good-looking wife. You talk, but we just want to look at her.
And then
There
she
we
can,
go.
and then just have her move her lips.
Move her lips. Hey there. How are you?
You
She's
can't
not
hear
even gonna
you
look at
since
us.
The headphones are on me.
Oh, okay. That's no
Oh,
problem.
I see. That is a problem. Okay. Well, can your kids sing us a song? I'm sure you've got them training to work for the company.
They could probably do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Do they-
Sure,
do they-
we're
do they-
open to, we're open to anything.
Do they keep their rooms as nice as the rooms that you decorate?
No, I wish they did.
Well, you need the special lighting that hides all the crap.
I'm saying.
Well, you'd be amazed how many water effect lights and starry field skies are in their room in the basement that they like to play and dance with. So.
Wow, he must. You. How old are they now?
7, 5, and 2.
And you're giving lights that most DJs can't afford to these kids to play with in their rooms. My kids will break anything in 10 seconds if I put it in their hands.
Well, there's
They're
nothing
good.
that indicates success more than giving $1,000 lights to children to play with.
That's true.
That's right.
So if you ever wondered if Jeremy Breck is a very successful businessman, now you know.
Now just look in his kids' room and see.
Here,
what,
play with this
see
$1,000
what
Martin lights.
Yeah, exactly. Be careful of the
Chew on
scanner.
this, kid.
Don't look into it.
Yeah.
Now, we wanted to hear the children sing. Can we hear the children sing, please?
Really? That's you're gonna stick to that, huh? Okay, yeah. Let's hear. I'd like them to sing.
Oh, you thought I was asking
the SpongeBob SquarePants
Well, or
song.
whatever they're up for singing. We're going to close the show.
You guys sing "Let It Go"?
Oh no!
Oh,
See, this
yeah.
is what you did. You're gonna sing
Hey.
something from Disney. This is your
I'll
fault,
save
Jones.
this for Mobile Music Thursday.
That's about all we know. So,
Okay.
What? That was it? They sang? We talked over it?
well, if you guys would just shut up once in a while.
You know something, Mister?
Okay, so I'm sorry. What was your last question that I was actually in the middle of talking about, and then I had to go use the bathroom?
Okay, go ahead and answer it.
I don't know what the question
See,
was.
he wasn't listening.
Jeez, no. Well, he had to go to the bathroom. You can't listen and go to the bathroom. I thought we talked
Apparently,
about
I
that.
know
You
I can
can't
talk. I can
You
talk
can't
and go to the
listen.
bathroom, but
you
you
can't
can't.
do anything. Go to the bathroom,
Focus.
but go to the bathroom. That
Yeah.
takes over your entire brain.
It really does.
I don't know how we ever survived.
So we want to know, how can you do this and still go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
All right, back to topic.
So back to lighting. If we must talk about lighting, we get personal, and he gets all like, "Whoa, backpedal, backpedal."
Well, I think we were talking. You were answering the question around being able to
question.
being intuitive,
discuss-
like asking yourself the question, then having the answer like appear. It's like you don't have to reference anything or remember it from a book because every scenario and situation is different.
You had asked the question on, how do you find out, what exactly their part of the theme is? So if they're doing a shabby chic, what are the elements that they use, or what are the elements that they can put into that event? Again, it really does come down to understanding the theme and then giving them ideas, because again, as us as the professionals, we need to make sure that we know what we're talking about and we know how to utilize the facility that they're in and how we can create that atmosphere. There's times where we've gone into a facility and it's not exactly the style they were hoping for or looking for to go along with their theme. And we've brought in full draping. We've brought in, a lot of different elements to basically recreate that room. For instance, we did a Halloween theme, and we brought in a lot of things that, and this was for a corporate event. This wasn't for a wedding.
How did you talk the facility into doing the kind of things that you did?
You really have to, again, as the professional, you have to build the trust of the facility. They're not going to let every single person go in there and start hanging things into their ceiling. It really does take, that trust. And if you are truly showing yourself as the professional and you can show them what you can create in their facility, then usually they're pretty open-minded. And obviously, every single time we go in there, we always double check to make sure, is this okay to do this? Is this okay to do this?
Right.
So that way we don't just assume that, okay, we still have the graces of them to go in and do what we need to.
So now tell us, as quick as you can you give us maybe the biggest highlight of that Halloween event?
Truthfully, I love doing, and then, I get the chills. And I had this moment where We actually had, because it was all these orthodontists and anybody to do with like dentistry or anything like that.
And
So there
that
was a
is
lot of
scary.
these. Yeah, there was a lot of these. Very. You always fear. Are they going to be uppity? Are they going to have? Are they going to feel that they're better than everything else, everybody else?
Mm-hmm.
But they're always a great group, and we're fortunate to work with them every year. But for this Halloween theme, we actually contacted one of the local dance facilities, and they teach to the public. They have this where they teach the Thriller dance.
Oh, cool.
Contacted them, and as soon as we'd gotten done with dinner, they were going to have a little award ceremony. While I was the master of ceremonies, dressed up as the Mad Hatter, I get up on stage. And I start kind of doing this little presentation of, thank you for joining us, so on and so on. And then all of a sudden, the Thriller music comes on, and it's very quiet at the start. And all of these zombies, we had about 32 of these people lined up, and
Wow.
I have a YouTube video out there that I can send you.
Would love it.
But we had the 32 zombies coming in from all different directions through all the different doors in the facility. And it was funny watching all of the people at their tables wondering what's going on. Are these people supposed to be clearing the tables? Are they supposed to be doing something? And they basically all just made it up to the front of the stage area. And then as soon as, I can't remember what his name is, the gentleman who does the voice in Thriller.
Oh, yeah, Vincent Price.
Yes. As soon as he gets done, you hear that ding, that loud screech noise.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, it goes into the beat where it's do-do-do. And then all of a sudden, all of the zombies started doing the head bob, and they started doing the little dance moves. And the whole crowd at that point knew what was going on, and they just cheered. And to see everybody watching this moment as it happened, it was so uncool watching it unwind.
And what a brilliant job of creating the element of surprise. You could have said, "Okay, everybody, we're going to do the Thriller dance now," and then everybody came in and taken away that discovery that the audience has of like, what's happening, what's going on, what is this, and they're trying to put it all together so that when they do recognize it, it's like they get this gift, like, whoa, they're going to do the Thriller dance.
Yeah, it was something else.
Is this the place? Is this the same group that you created the blacklight wall thing? Or that the year before?
Yep.
Or
Yep. Nope. That was the same event. Yeah.
same
what we
year.
did
Now,
is-
talk a little bit about how you created that with your lighting, because that was incredible. And then this is going to wrap us up, of course. But can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, to make it not look like an elegant ballroom. Well, I mean, it would still look like an elegant ballroom, but just to kind of give it a different look and a different feel, we wanted to make it look like the walls were actually painted, and we got black light paint, green paint.
And you put it on their walls?
Yeah. I'm sorry. What we did is we wrapped the entire outside perimeter, so all the walls were actually wrapped in a very thin clear plastic.
Wow.
And we mounted that to the walls. And then what we did was we made sure all the creases and all the things were out of it. Any of the waves were out of it. So that way it looked like it was just the wallpaper. And the way all of the wallpaper clung to the wall, you couldn't even see that the plastic was there.
That's
So
incredible.
then what we did, we got, and obviously I wore some gloves, but we would dip our hands in the black light paint, and then we would smear it, and we put handprints. We would write things in it, and then you could see it faintly when the lights were on. But then once the lights went off and the black lights came on, the whole walls just completely glowed with this effect, and it was pretty amazing. It was one of those things like, I think I can do this. I want to give it a shot.
Right.
And again, asking for the graces of the facility, telling them that I was going to paint their walls. I had to make sure that was okay. But it did. It looked amazing, and everything. It just really pulled everything together. Otherwise, if we would have brought in uplighting and just put uplighting around the room, it would have made the room too bright, and it would have took away from the whole haunted house feel.
Right. That is so cool, and just kind of like seeing it's like everything is like there's constantly an awesome problem to solve. Like, how do we create this feel? How do we create this? And then the technical knowledge that goes into that. And you've got Shop Time, which everyone can check out and tune into. And that's on YouTube. You just look up DJ Jer Shop Time?
Yeah, absolutely. If you just do a Google search for that, I think there's about 60 some videos that are out there right now.
Oh, wow.
And basically, it's just free tutorials or free videos so people can kind of explore that, you know, the lighting is more than just a light. And there's a lot more elements out there that you need to think about. And I mean, simple things like using white power cords. If you do have to put things into the ceiling, use white power cords, because then you don't have to worry about that power cord being seen if the ceiling is white.
Yeah.
And just, you know, aiming your lights correctly, using the correct filters. And the lighting symposium, you know, that was one of the things that they talked about was diffusion filters and things. And I think a lot of people just don't understand exactly the potential and what they can do with those filters. We just put a new video out talking about the diffusion filters.
Cool.
And again, it's simple things, but they make really dramatic effects.
Well,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the kind of work that you've done and the kind of work that you've done for your clients, the kind of innovation that you've created for your company just out in South Dakota has made you somebody that people talk about all over the United States. And one of the reasons why we wanted to talk to you today here at the Bill and Jason Show. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for spending part of your
Absolutely.
vacation with us, Jeremy.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so have a great time. We expect a big tan when you're all done.
Be safe,
Thanks
brother.
for having me, guys. Absolutely. We'll see
And
you
thanks
soon.
again for tuning in to the Bill and Jason Show. If you haven't yet checked us out on YouTube, we're all over YouTube. There's videos you can listen to and watch and make comments. You can listen to our podcast audio-wise on pretty much any aggregator, including iTunes, and leave us messages there. Go to our Facebook page. Go to our Twitter page. Reach out to us on email. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, and be sure to leave your comments below, because we love your comments and we'll talk about you on the show, because that's the kind of guys we are.
Yeah.
So be sure to, what else? Oh, yeah, and then it's BillandJasonShow.com for the audio. Otherwise,
exactly.
you hit everything beautifully.
Oh, see that? I'm paying attention.
Well done.
See you next time.
Broadcasting from high atop planet Earth at a rate of 96 kilobytes sample per second over the interweb in an effort to stop glorifying being busy. This has been an entertainment experience production.